Let's go on the record. What if I told you that part of the world is parading around naked, but nobody has the guts to call it out? From influencers to corporations to parents unknowingly giving their kids toys that are designed after ancient demons, we are living in a little bit of a modern fairy tale. I want to tell you guys a story. It's an old fairy tale called The Emperor's New Clothes. Now, you may not know it, maybe you do. There was once an emperor who loved beautiful clothes more than anything. And two swindlers came to his kingdom and they told him that they could weave the most magnificent fabric that was ever created. This fabric was so fine and so exquisite that only the worthy and the wise could even see it. Everyone who was stupid or even unfit for their position would see nothing at all. Now, the emperor was fascinated. He paid them handsomely to create this magical garment for him. Now, when the swindlers presented the finished robe, the emperor couldn't see anything at all, but he was much too proud to admit it for fear of being called unworthy. Now, his advisors also couldn't see it, but they were also too afraid to speak up, so everyone just praised these invisible clothes. The emperor paraded through his kingdom wearing nothing but his underwear, while his entire court and all of his subjects praised his magnificent new outfit. Now, everybody could clearly see that he was nearly naked, but everybody played along with the lie because they were afraid of being called stupid or even unfit, until one little child, innocent and unafraid and just tired of this charade, he just pointed and he shouted, "But he's not wearing anything at all." Friends, we are living in our own Emperor's New Clothes moment, and today we're going to be that little child who points out what everybody can see but nobody wants to say. Welcome to the first ever episode of Robbi on the Record, and today we're going to talk about things that are hidden in plain sight. So let's talk about it. Right now, as we speak, thousands of people around the world are burning their toy collections. They're not giving them away, they're not selling them, they are setting them on fire. Now, why, you might ask? Because what started as this cute collectible has turned into what many believe is a spiritual nightmare. I am talking about the Labubu. You may have heard of it. This is a plush toy designed with sharp teeth, bulging eyes, and a grin that feels maybe a little bit more sinister than sweet. But here is the part that nobody wants to say out loud. People are experiencing things that they can't explain. Now, dolls moving on their own, eyes changing color, toys appearing in different rooms, families dealing with disturbances and nightmares after bringing these dolls home. Now, there's even some reports of physical scratches appearing on people's bodies. Let me tell you what is happening on social media right now. TikTok is flooded with videos under hashtags like burning Labubu, hashtag Labubu possession, hashtag Labubu burning trend. People are posting their own stories. The dolls are moving from shelves in different rooms. Nightmares are starting after bringing these toys home. Objects are falling, electronics are glitching. One TikTok user even filmed herself burning her toys, writing the caption, "These are cursed by a demon who wants to destroy my life." Now, like I said, they're not just throwing them away, they are burning them. But the gaslight still continues. People say, relax, it's just a toy, you're being superstitious, you're reading too much into it. But when thousands of people across cultures report the same thing, maybe this is not hysteria, maybe this is a pattern. Some people are even trying to bless them with holy water to purge any evil, while others think that the demon theory may explain why they shot to popularity so ridiculously quickly. Now, here's something that may make you stop and think. Katy Perry very recently knocked a Labubu out of a fan's hand during a show in Australia. While singing the song "I'm Still Breathing," she walked to the edge of the stage, saw the doll, and knocked it away while shouting, "No Labubu." She even paused the performance. Now, this is not the first time a global star publicly rejected the Labubu. Blackpink's Lisa, who is credited as one of the original celebrities who popularized the Labubu, she recently threw one back to a fan that was spotted later online, and it was being resold for about $535 just because she had touched it. Now, this sparked a huge controversy, with people thinking maybe she had noticed something weird or off about the dolls. But think about this for a second. Now, these are celebrities who literally make their living off being nice to fans, accepting gifts and staying in the public's good graces. What would make them publicly reject something that their fans clearly love? Now, many people have reacted with confusion or anger at the star's reaction, being offered a very expensive gift. However, fans were also quick to point out that maybe this is an inside joke, or maybe they know something that we don't know yet. Now, before we dive deeper into this controversy, let me introduce you in more detail to the star of today's episode. The Labubu is a collectible plush toy created by a Hong Kong artist. His name is Kaising Lung, and it was produced by the Chinese company Pop Mart. Now, Labubu was a character in a 2015 storybook series called Monsters. These aren't your average teddy bears. Each Labubu, it stands around 6 to 8 inches tall with distinctive features that have made them this global phenomenon. Wild bulging eyes, a mysterious grin, and most notably, 9 sharp pointy teeth that give them what the company calls a naughty appearance. Now, here's what makes these toys particularly addictive to people. They're actually sold as blind boxes, so you don't know which variation you're going to get until you actually open it. And when you open it, some of them are common, where others are rare, and these are called chase figures. So these chase figures can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars on a secondary market. Now, you have to admit it, the marketing genius is almost undeniable. Pop Mart has created a collectible craze that spans generations, with adults spending thousands of dollars to complete their collections. Here's where this story takes a turn that will genuinely disturb you. In June 2025, social media lit up with the claims that Labubu dolls were linked to demonic figures. Now, these dolls, produced by the Hong Kong brand Pop Mart, became unexpectedly associated with something called a Pazuzu. This is a Mesopotamian demon that was popularized in modern culture. Now, Labubu's design is no accident. From the eyes to the teeth to the grin that mirrors Pazuzu, an ancient demon who could drive away evil winds, but was also feared for his destructive power tied to plagues, possession, and chaos. This stems from Mesopotamian mythology and is actually the name of the main antagonist in the horror movie The Exorcist. Lung, Labubu's creator, previously explained that the character was inspired by ancient European elf legends, but the visual evidence tells us a different story. Now, the creators of Labubu have denied any link to Pazuzu or demons. In fact, they've just said the toy's design comes from pure imagination. But here's my question: how do you accidentally create imagery that so closely matches one of history's most feared demons? There is ancient artwork that shows Pazuzu with prominent sharp teeth, exceptionally bulging eyes, and that same menacing grin, features that bear an undeniable resemblance to Labubu's design. But this isn't the first time that culture has normalized demonic imagery for children. And here's the part that should genuinely give you chills. Now, in 2005, The Simpsons aired an episode where Homer accidentally buys a Pazuzu idol, thinking that it was food. The idol was given to Maggie as a toy, and the demonic chaos follows, literally 20 years before the Labubu craze took the world by storm. Now, fast forward to 2025. Parents are unknowingly buying these Labubu dolls and experiencing eerily similar disturbances. Now, is this a coincidence, or is this a pattern that is maybe hiding in plain sight? The Simpsons have what researchers call an unusual record for predictive programming. There are media analysts who have documented over 30 instances where the show has appeared to anticipate real-world events, from political outcomes to technological developments to cultural phenomena. Now, whether you call it a coincidence, pattern recognition, or something more sinister, the parallel is documented and it is undeniable. Now, I want to take a second to thank one of the sponsors that helped make this show possible, and it does tie directly to what we are discussing today about being intentional with what we bring into our homes and our lives. I am very excited to tell you, friends, about Lumia Label. They are blue light glasses reimagined. They are one unisex frame, and there is 4 ways to wear it. So there is 3 magnetic lenses, and you can switch from yellow to blue to black in polarized lenses. And here's the truth: if you are staring at screens, then blue light is actually messing with our circadian rhythms. It strains our eyes, and it even disrupts our hormones. So head to lumialabel.com and use the code ONTHERECORD for $20 off. Because here's the thing: whether we're talking about toys or eyewear or anything else that we bring into our lives, it all comes down to the same principle: being intentional about our choices and not just accepting what everyone else says is fine. Now, back to the episode. I have been watching the wave of these stories flooding social media, and to be honest with you guys, they are a little bit chilling. People feeling watched by their dolls, unexplained scratches appearing on their bodies, nightmares linked to these toys. Now, I know skeptics will dismiss this, but the spiritual impact of what we allow into our homes, it is very, very real. There was one Instagram reel, it went viral, and it really summed this up perfectly. It said that these little dolls are going viral and people say they are carrying some serious demonic energy. Now, that's probably not clickbait. These are first-hand accounts. They are raw and they are impossible to ignore. More and more people, after experiencing these disturbing patterns, are burning their entire collections to just shut the door on what they believe are deeper, unseen consequences. But like the Emperor's ministers, the media just stays silent, but many people are noticing, hold on, he's not wearing anything at all. Let's go off the record for a second. And look, I can't verify supernatural claims, but what I can verify is that thousands of parents across multiple cultures and across different religious backgrounds have all independently arrived to similar concerns. These aren't just random internet trolls or celebrities or influencers. These are very real family posting real videos of real experiences. While I will acknowledge skepticism about physical claims, I do believe that inviting such objects into our homes could definitely mess with you spiritually, potentially even opening doors to negative energy, to dark powers, and even to principalities. Now, I know not everybody watching here is going to share the same faith background as me, and that is more than okay. But as thinking adults, we should be intentional about what we bring into our homes. For those of us who do look to the scriptures to guidance, the principles are really very crystal clear. There's a verse I love, it's actually in Ephesians, and it says this: "We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, and the cosmic powers of present darkness." Discernment isn't paranoia, this is spiritual survivor, and we are not victims, we are all gatekeepers. But what does that mean? Well, if we refuse to say what we see, we become just like the Emperor's court. We applaud the lie. There's a verse in 1 Thessalonians 5:21, and basically it gives us this really practical framework. It says this: "Test everything, hold fast to what is good." Now, this is not about being paranoid or overly restrictive. It's about being thoughtful consumers and intentional with what has our time and our attention. Now, these parents who are getting rid of these collections, they're exercising thoughtful evaluation, and honestly, a lot of us could really benefit from that. And look, whether you believe in spiritual warfare or not, there's something that we can all agree on. Our culture is designed to influence behavior, especially in children. Every marketing campaign around us is designed to create desire. Every social media algorithm is designed to capture our attention, and every piece of entertainment contains some form of messaging, whether it's intentional or not, about values, relationships, and our reality. Now, from a purely business perspective, PopMart has created this perfect product: collectible toys that trigger addictive behaviors through scarcity marketing, sold in blind boxes that create this gambling-like excitement, featuring imagery that generates controversy and therefore free publicity. But when parents notice concerns and patterns, when they see themes in children's entertainment that feel darker or even more sophisticated than innocent play, maybe, just maybe, that's not paranoia, but pattern recognition. The question isn't whether every toy or TV show is part of some grand conspiracy. The question is this: are we paying attention to what is shaping our minds and the minds of the next generation? Are we brave enough to trust our instinct when something feels just a little bit off, even if saying something makes us seem uncool or old-fashioned? Here's what I think. The Labubu isn't just a toy, it's a Trojan horse for something darker that is masquerading as innocent fun. Now, whether that is intentional or not, the results are speaking for themselves. And the most telling part is this: the immediate, visceral rejection from people who have spiritual discernment. Celebrities knocking them away, parents burning collections worth thousands of dollars, and children instinctively afraid. Friends, we are living in times that require discernment. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not every trend is harmless. Not every coincidence is actually coincidental. Now, back on the record, this show exists as a reminder to trust your instincts when something doesn't feel quite right. And that's what we're going to do here. Every single week, we're going to look at what's happening in culture, in politics, or even popular media through the lens of truth seeking and not trend following. Now, this is where things get a little bit interactive. This segment is called You on the Record, and that is exactly what it sounds like. It is your turn to speak the truth. Now, since this is the first episode, I don't have your messages yet, but I do want to hear from you. What patterns have you noticed that others seem to miss? Have you seen these Labubu toys in your community or even had one yourself? What is your take on the connections that we discussed today? Comment below and let me know, or send me your thoughts to the email that is here on the screen. Now, if this video resonated with you, if it made you research the Labubu for yourself, that is exactly the goal. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join the family. And until next time, this is Robbi on the Record. By the way, guys, we are launching an exclusive monthly newsletter. So if you'd like to receive that, join the family, join the fun, click the link down below to sign up. There is some really exciting stuff that we have coming up, and I want you to be the first to know about it. And on top of that, we're also giving away a pair of Lumia label glasses, the blue light glasses that we've been talking about. And I'm really excited for you to get your hands on them. That competition is going to end at the end of September. I'll see you at the next episode.